Hi everybody, this is your annual reminder that I am not dead, and neither is this channel. But also, I have a new figure. For anyone new here, hi, my name is Jenneroni Pepperoni, and on this channel I like to collect and talk about figures. These figures can range anywhere between Nendroids to scale figures to statues, which I actually have not done yet on this channel, but I'd like to. If that kind of content sounds like something you'd like to see or something you'd like to continue seeing, please feel free to subscribe and give me a like to hopefully persuade me, convince me, encourage me, guilt me into making more figures? Anywho, today I've brought over someone very exciting, someone I have been waiting for a very long time, and it's none other than everybody's favorite little magical schoolgirl, Sakura Kinomoto. For any that don't know who she is from the series called Captor Sakura, specifically this time Clear Card, which is the sequel to the original series that aired back in the 90s. If you're a millennial, much like myself, you grew up with Card Captor just alongside Sailor Moon and Pokemon and Digimon and all those great series. I already own another amazing Sakura figure, so this one was just a no-brainer for me. I mean, at this point, I think I honestly have like a Sakura shrine. Can you blame me? She's adorable, am I right? But before all of that, actually, if I can just set her aside for a second, collecting has been very strange for me, as well as for my partner, who also collects. It's been very arduous, to say the least. Not only has this whole COVID situation kind of affected our budgets, we're getting one figure a month most of the time, sometimes every 2 months, which is very different from what our collecting habits used to be, which was usually around 2 to 4, maybe more, depending if we had, a really packed month. So it's been very slow for us, for sure. She is one of the very few that I've gotten during this whole COVID situation. Just to give you a little summary, Japan has effectively closed EMS shipping, which is a very fast, reliable shipping method. And it's been closed for the last year, actually, I want to say. Maybe summertime as of last year. So really the only way that we can ship any of our figures is DHL, which is very expensive, or surface parcel, which is kind of a risk, I want to say, because not only does it take 1 to 4 months, depending on what shop you go to, but it's also very risky. The longer a shipment takes, the more chance, the more risk that it can get lost along the way. And when you're spending as much money as we are on these figures, that's really not an option. To put it into perspective, this figure here, big box, as you can tell, definitely, but she would probably not run me any more than, I want to say 3,000 yen, 4,000 depending, to ship by EMS. Instead, I ended up paying 9,500 yen to get her over here. So definitely very expensive, but I couldn't say no to her because, she is one of my favorites of all time. I guess without further ado, let's get right into it. The box opens up shoebox style and reveals this really nice decorative plastic cover, and underneath that, you'll get to the blister where she's contained. I did have some trouble opening this up here, as you'll see. It was really tight, but I suppose that's all the better for her protection. As typical of scale figures, there really isn't much assembly here except for her dream wand. The head of that wand has to be pieced together to the main staff. But after that, it's just a matter of placing it in her hand. I have to admit that I was pretty nervous during this part because she's so delicate. I wasn't really sure where I could handle her from. Luckily, I figured it out though. And here she is! While I let you admire this turnaround, let's talk numbers. I purchased my Sakura from the Good Smile online shop, where she was selling for 22,300 yen, or about $205 as of this recording. For some quick trivia, this was actually a bit cheaper than her other gorgeous scale, Stars Bless You, that ran 25,463 yen, or $234. Luckily, Good Smile offers a flat 2,000 yen shipping fee, which brought my grand total at 24,300 yen, or $224. I guess you can say she was a little pricey. So what do you actually get for this high a price tag? In short, a fine piece of work. There's only one thing I can nitpick at from this figure, but otherwise, this scale is every CCS fan's dream come true. In this figure, we can see that Sakura is taking flight using her flight ability, after having just summoned it from its card. But notice how the card is empty, as it should be, since it's just materialized at her command. I love that they could have stopped there and it still would have been an amazing piece, but they chose to include some small crystals around the card too, as we usually see in the anime when she performs a summoning. You could stare at her for hours and you still wouldn't run out of details to appreciate. Apart from the delicate use of pale blue to give her white dress some depth and dimension, she's also got this gorgeous pearlescent paint finish on her dress with some metallic gold trimming at its edges. She's got these seriously tiny crystals on her shoes, her legs, and her chest area. Behind her, you'll also notice another cluster of crystals at the base of her bow. If this figure is so great, then what was it that I had to complain about, you ask? These things. In theory, these are supposed to be inserted into the very tips of her skirt, but I really struggled to get them in. In fact, I even damaged her a bit in trying to force it. They definitely could have used at least a millimeter more of space just to get them in properly. At a whopping 14 inches high, she's sure got a lot of presence, even in my busy display. She's worth every yen, and honestly, I'd gladly pay it again. If I had to score her, I'd give her a 9 out of 10. Easy. But what do you guys think about her? Alright everybody, well, thank you so much for stopping by, especially after all this time. I really do hope to keep the momentum going, so stay tuned. And hopefully I'll have another video for you all very soon. Please stay safe, and I will definitely see you on the next time. Bye bye!